Hello, hello. Hopefully we're all up and running. I'm gonna just watch my own stream to check, so apologies about any echo. Hello, hello. Cool. Yep, I heard myself. That's a good sign. We're going to start by just playing some games, and then when I get bored of playing games, I'm going to work on some NetRunner Online. We're going to do a bit of both, so you can all check in for both of these things occurring. Currently on NetRunner Online, completely reworking how abilities work based on the answer to a rules jail that doesn't exist yet. Reason, implementing conditional abilities is going to be way easier if abilities work in a way that's sensible. So that's the to-do list on that front. But we're gonna just I have a thing for this. Hold on, let's stats control F MAS live. Yeah, I've not streamed in a while. Okay, we'll go steal the appropriate thing from here. Do I not have it here? Okay. Circle Unicode character. There's a lot of these. I know which one I want. It's the... Is it that one? Yeah, it's probably that one. Alright, yeah, but we want startup. Alright, anyone can come hang out. We're going to just be doing a nice casual stream. We're up and running. Hopefully everything's fine. Grab the right URL from here. It's all working fine. It should all be working fine. Yeah. Cool. That's me. Go. There's the link. Can go ahead and throw that over there. Working fine. It should all be working fine. Okay. That tells me what the delay is. Good to know. I said this is startup, right? I think I did. But I don't see myself in the game list, which concerns me. Oh, there I am. Okay, it was just taking its time showing up. And we got corpse runners. Share it there. All right, well, while we wait for a game, let's keep working on the code. How do we want to do this so that we can see when we get a game? Let's go ahead and throw this over here. And then I can watch for when I get a game. Okay. There's a lot of errors in the code because I am mid-rewriting a load of things, which is understandable. One of the things I'm doing is I'm building kind of a more robust model of what a card implementation looks like to represent all of its different abilities, and I think I have that pretty much done now. We need the ability to step through play abilities, I think, because we've got... Hold on. So you're able to get back paid abilities, actions, access abilities, interrupt paid abilities, find out if an ability can be used, which generally is just, is it do you control it, returns the cost of the paid ability, and then that steps through a paid ability. That's conditional abilities, pending instances and stepping through conditional abilities, subroutines and stepping through subroutines, play abilities, and then we just need stepping through play abilities. Returns the next step of resolving a play ability. Play ability, next step. Ability is a play ability. Instruction is a number, and by default, there isn't one. Because by default, a card doesn't have play abilities. Play cost, install cost, res cost, trash cost, MU cost. Printed MU cost is a 32-0. Is a none, and we have a game. Oh, it's someone that doesn't realize that it's a startup. That's all right. That's why we take the stream nice and chill. Get a game when we get a game. For now, we'll just work on this. All right, cool. That is, I think, everything that I care about for implementing a card in a way that is actually, like, sensible and coherent. So what are we doing next with this? We're probably doing card implementations. Let's do it. Pub static hedge fund implementation, pub struct hedge fund implementation. Hedge fund implementation is equal to hedge fund implementation. Now we've got a static member that we can use to reference it, because we're going to be doing dynamic dispatch over public static members. And then we're going to do implement card implementation for hedge fund implementation. Okay, and now we can just write all the things that make a hedge fund in theory. So if we go look at hedge fund, it should be very straightforward. Oh, except I'd like to look at a modern hedge fund, thanks. Cool. Okay, so let's start with FN printed play cost is a cost to play of 5. So that's straightforward. Oh, that doesn't need to be real anymore. That restriction can go away. That was when I was thinking of a different way of doing this. Okay. Name is hedge fund. We don't need to worry about that. There's no text. Printed types. Okay, we need to add printed type because that should definitely be a thing. And all cards have a card type, so that is something that needs to be implemented for every card. And this one is an operation. So let's go and add that. Probably right at the top because it's going to be one that doesn't have an automatic implementation at all. Printed card type. Now a card's type can change, but it's printed. The type is always the same, so that's fine. Its type will change based on static abilities, which we'll build up later, which means that should just be static data for the card. We shouldn't need to worry about anything else, but it is something that we have to implement on a card-by-card basis. So we've got our printed card type. Okay, we need to do printed card subtypes. Card subtype. Probably a lack of card subtype, and this one can have a default implementation because not all cards have printed subtypes. This is hit developer of hit game Shmugio, which does have cards that exist. I still need to finish tidying that up. Card subtype. And by default, this can return that a card has no subtypes. Okay. Now, hedge fund does have subtypes. Hedge fund has the subtype, card subtype, transaction. Ooh, we got a game. We'll play Jinteki. Assuming this is a real game. Hey, we can play Jinteki or Wayland. I think let's start with Jinteki. I have way more fun playing my Jinteki deck. All right. Oh, that's a hand. Yeah, why not? Let's just turn one, kill him with Cloud Eater. We'll make it a quick game. Yeah. Now let's be more sensible. Let's do a normal hedge ice. Bit of the classic ice baby opening. Next turn we'll probably open table spin doctor unless we get real pressure upon us. Oh, we're in standard plus. Wait, we're in standard plus? I thought I queued startup. Alright, whatever. We'll make it work. Can we kill a standard plus deck with a completely vanilla startup deck? This will be a fun test. I think I can. I think that these decks get so obsessed with doing nonsense that they forget you can just play normal card games. The credits are egg because of an April Fool's feature. Look, we're playing against an April Fool's deck, okay? This is going to be a very silly game. Let's go. That explains why it took so long to get a game if I was queuing standard plus. Let's go. I think we will just open table spin doctor and we'll start getting the remote set up. See what we find. That's what I want to see. That into server 2, advance it once and pass. Now we're getting somewhere. A turn of Charlotte and we'll be ready to set up Hollow Sam. If I draw some ice with Charlotte to protect the Hollow Man. Penny Shaver, Dirty Laundry onto Archives. I wonder what they're going for here. We'll find out. All right, let's I mean, this might be a normal Zaya deck with just the meme art. We'll see. Let's raise Charlotte. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jam this onto server 2, which is gonna let us put the Phonutria onto server 1. We're gonna then. Do we just overinstall the spin? I think we do just overinstall the spin. I think we're going to just overinstall the spin. And then we're going to advance the Charlotte. And that looks like a pretty straightforward normal turn. And we're set up for 3 points next turn, which is a pretty healthy place to be. Cupulation. Okay, we've grabbed a card to we've stolen my spin doctor. That's actually really annoying. Okay. Well, we're set up for kills, so we're set up for a big agenda, so let's grab that. Charlotte fires first. Hollow Man jumps over to server 1. Not the hand we want to see. Advance. Hollow Man. Score. Use that to grab probably a free Atini. And end. Not a huge fan of this hand, especially not with them having cupped our cupped our spin doctor, but we'll get it back. Yeah, is this just, did they just make this what Zaya looks like for the update? This is just like a normal Zaya deck, right? I didn't accidentally queue standard plus. I fully believe I could have done, but not enough people play Zaya for me to notice that they did that. Maybe it's because I normally play with Old Hearts off? Who knows? Okay, anyway. We need to get ourselves out of a mess. And getting out of the mess looks like we have a choice. We can either just play Giga aggressive. Do we just play Giga aggressive? Maybe we just play like disgustingly aggressive. Like that in server 1. Advance that. You gain a credit end turn. We can go to 0 credits if it gets us 6 points. with win in hand. We just play Giga aggressive. They have to run here. They take 2 damage from that. 2 damage from that. They take 4 damage doing this. And a tag. 4 damage and a tag. That's pretty chunky. We lose the Hollow Man. They get 3 points. But I'm happy for this. And then I can look for a Ronin kill. It's 2 more damage. They get to bin Hollow Man. We have Charlotte ready to go. We can afford to res that to keep them out. There's a line here. Right, yeah, sure. God, we are just drawing cards, aren't we? Let's make them scared. Install this in server 1. Throw this onto server 2 because server 2 is going to become my scoring server eventually. Advance that. Pass. They've got to run one of these. They're going to run Ronin and get scared. Then pay 2 to trash it. Keeps economic pressure on them. If they don't, then we're set up to start slow cooking the Ronin and see if we can just sneak a kill with it. We sure are fucking flooded. There's 7 agendas in this deck, by the way, and we've seen 4 of them already. Why are you running that? Just Penny Shaver? You click for credits with extra steps? Why do you have... Oh, you have your... Okay, yeah, sec testing Penny Shaver. It's technically click for 3. Just... Well, not quite. Penny Shaver's not quite 1 for 1, but you know, it's 1 for almost 1. Melandrage. That's a card. Alright. Well, they let us keep cooking the Charlotte, so... 5 out of 7 agendas. I sure am in the ocean. All right, let's just I'll throw Tattoo Bowler on archives to put some pressure there, I guess, but I'm not really expecting it to do anything. Oh, no chance in hell. We don't care. They can draw. Like, there's a world we kill the Earthrise. They're going to be really hard to kill with a T400 down. I kind of hate that Punitive being really strong means people are unironically slotting this awful card. Hate that. It's understandable in the meta, but, like, it's going to make them much harder to kill. It's almost not even worth resing the Tattoo, though. Because I'll keep them. Okay, I guess it either gets a Melandrage credit or a Melandrage counter, or it gets yeah. I don't have ice to swap for, annoyingly, but we wanna out the Melandrage counter. I'm assuming they're just gonna let us fire. Yeah, they just let us fire. I agree. It's not worth wasting Melandrage on that. I really need money. I'm hoping. Okay, they're going to go through on that one. Well, we got a Melandrage counter out of it. They got a load of credits. We don't really care about that credit count, though, because we're not trying to punitive them. They're playing around punitive because everyone's playing around punitive, but like we're so far off punitive lethal here. I'm hoping to find my second Spin Doctor. It's annoying that my first one got cupped. Mary, okay, they might start... If they sweep HQ, they're just going to win the game is the thing, so I really do need to find... I mean, I got snares. So this Ronin is on advance, shoot for 3. So I have 3 damage on table. So if they ever finish their turn on 2 cards, they're dead right now. I think... That's 6 out of 7 agendas. There is 1 agenda left in this deck. This is a 28 card deck and it has 1 agenda left in it. I don't like that. Cook Charlotte, end my term, bin this Ronin, and I guess I mean, it score 3 agendas no matter what. I guess I'd rather they steal a Sam and I get some econ out of it. But at least I know that R&D is completely safe for them to run because there's 1 agenda in 28 cards. I'm getting real card gamed right now. Did someone sneak more agendas in my deck when I wasn't watching? Like, what is the agenda left? It's a single Fuji, right? 3 Sam, 2 Fuji, 1 Sisyphus. Yeah. There is a single Fuji left in this deck, and that is the only agenda left in here. I don't think they're going to burn their second Melange going through Tattoo. Never mind. Well, we get a free Pharos out of this, so I guess I'll take that. Oh no, they sec testing it. Our archives is the safest place in the world. They just throw all of our agendas in archives. They're never not going to have security testing on archives. And now they have a way into HQ. Okay, yeah. We have a plan. They're never going to check. Put a snare on top of the deck. There's the Hollow Man we need. Let's throw... How do we want to do this? We have a Spin Doctor now as well. And we have the replacement Charlotte. Okay, we could just save our agendas. We should probably just save our agendas. But I'm kind of enjoying the little death game we've got going here. Do I just... Yeah, I could spin to, like, save the game here. Spin is the good move, but, like, just throw the agendas in archives and don't believe in them. I think I have to spin here, though. I think, yeah, I think we throw spin in there. I don't want to put Hollow in there yet, though. I think I just decline this trigger, and then I draw a card. Another snare, love that. And then I just throw another Send a Message and a Fuji in the bin. Because we can spin them out safely now. And they're going to just keep security testing archives. Yep, security testing archives. They can't get into my archives anymore. They're going to run my hand and hit 2 snares. Next turn, I can spin for draw. We've cooked. Cooking is occurring here. And then once we crack the spin, we have the replacement. We can push for Sisyphus at that point, actually. Jam Sisyphus, Hollow Man goes on top of Ronin. They don't run the Ronin because they're scared it's an Urtica, because I've been playing like it's an Urtica. I probably want to pump that to 4, actually, at some point. I should probably, yeah, so hold on, let's see what we draw. Tributary. Okay, Tributary. Good play here, actually. Okay. For Tributary, what we're going to do is we're going to throw Hollow Man on server 2. Tributary on server 1. We're going to advance this twice to make them think that to make them scared of it. So this is just 3 table damage on my turn, if they don't contest it. But the actual tech we have going on here is the Hollow Man getting installed. And if they run it, we get our Tributary online, which is really nice. But my guess was they're going to run our hand and they're going to hit a Sisyphus and 2 snares. And we're going to just completely melt them, and then we can kill them with Ronin next turn. Because they won't be able to... Well, they'll be able to draw up 3 if they aggressively draw. So, first snare. Second snare. They hit Sisyphus. They're going to steal Sisyphus. They hit Charlotte. Ah, I really wanted them to hit the snare. Okay, well. They're going to draw up because they're scared of dying. Yep, they draw up. They clear the tag. Okay, cool. So now we can... I think we definitely spin here to refill our hand, and then we start our turn. Adrian's really nice to get here. I think we want to draw 1. Draw another. We're dead to archives anyway, so we're just going to Fuji off that, and we'll end our turn. Like, we can't rescue archives. There's 4 agendas in there. We can get 2 of them out. We've seen every agenda this game. 4 agendas in the bin, 3 in the score areas. I got Cupulationed, which means my Spin Doctor's back in here, so I can rescue my Spin Doctor. And I will if they go to... Well, if they go to run it to get access, then they just win the game. But they Cupulationed my Spin Doctor, and then they just shot me with the Cupulation for the multi-access plus Mary. Alright, well, I guess we don't have an agenda to push. I think we're going to have to spin some stuff back. So let's spin back. Can we win here? I guess I have to spin back the spin and a Fuji. Okay, let's get set up. Adrian, you're going to go... Atini, let's get Atini on top of... I don't want to put anything on top of the Cloud Eater. Actually, they sold the Sisyphus. The Sisyphus isn't happening. Let's just say games in R&D. And let's start getting Charlotte Adrian online. Now my hand's 2 snares, so if they run it, they should slam into some snares. What don't you like? It's not called printed card subtypes. What did I not call it that? What did I call it? Printed card subtypes. Printed card subtypes. Yeah, okay, cool. We do that correctly. Next up on hedge fund, while we wait for them to do something. It has a single FN printed play, active printed play abilities should be a thing. Why is it not? Active play ability. Okay, they ended their turn. We need to take ours. They got a Kurapira down. Okay, we just Charlotte gaming here. Draw some cards. There's a Mindscaping. That's good to know. I think we just turtle up here. Like, I honestly think this is just like... I don't want to make archives look obvious, though, but they have a red team on the table, so I'm scared of them running it. Now they have a Kurapira down. So I think I need to just kind of, like... oh, not that. I need to just, like... That goes on archives. This goes on HQ. Advanced Charlotte pass. That feels like a turn. It's going to be real hard to win from this flooded, but I think we're assembling the ice cube. I called it active play abilities. It should be active printed play abilities. Okay, yeah, there we go. Active printed play abilities. Okay, they're not doing anything. We'll just take our Charlotte then. Charlotte has cooked for us this game. Okay, double Mindscaping means that we can look for a Ronin kill if we can get them to take a tag off of maybe slamming into Pharos. That would mean making this server look more attractive than just a Charlotte with probably an Adrian on it, which is what they'll be reading right now. Let's see if we can get a way to do that. Regolith isn't that. I think we just keep turtling up here. I don't think we're going to be able to win with agendas this game. We're going to have to win through flatline. So hedge fund. Okay. They didn't put security testing on it. We lose the game if they break. I don't think they can afford to fully break everything though, so I think we're fine. Right? I'm correct. Fire. Yep. Trash one card from HQ to end the run. We throw out a Regolith because we've already got all of our servers set up how we want them. Draw. Please just don't contest this. The win is in there, and we both know it because we've both seen the flood. There's the spin. Holy shit, we're saved. And the replacement Charlotte. We're cooking. We're cooking. Mindscaping first. We're cooking. Okay. Let's throw the other Mindscaping on top of R&D. I really want a card to do the double install. I think we know top of R&D. Okay, we're just gonna have to go for it. Let's greasing the spin over the top of the Charlotte with no replacement install. Now we can rescue 2 and they still have the win in there. It's not enough, but hey, you know, we're getting there. And then I think we just have to gain a credit here, keep our hand defensive with the snares, and try and win off a flatline. I mean, we've had 3 damage sat on the table all game. We just need them to go to 2 cards. If they slam into the Cloud Eater, that probably gets them there. Like, they don't have the money to contest these very, very expensive to run servers. It looks like they're trying to get set up to contest the remote. That's going to help a lot. Okay, I think we throw Hansei on top to draw next turn. We're going to throw Adrian on Archives. Seems silly, I know. And then we're going to throw Fanucheria on Archives to make it really unattractive. We're kind of revealing that the win for them is in Archives at this point, but I think they already knew that. All we can do is try and make it so expensive that they can't afford it, which is going to be hard with them on 14 credits and a click for 10 off of Red Team. They can afford this. We have to hope I'm really good at Psy games. Good news, I'm really good at Psy games. Nice, running R&D. Okay, if they're running R&D, I think we're fine. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 agenda in there. They're unlikely to hit it. Let's tax them out because we can afford our ice. So it's 5 to break Atini with Unity on this board state, I think. Yep, 5. And then Cloud Eater is just going to eat them up for breakfast. Can they even afford this? Yeah, it's 7 credits to fully break, and then they have to suffer one of its effects anyway. They'll probably take the tags, which means maybe we should have held the Mindscapings to set up lethal. It was something I thought about, but now they're on 0 credits. Our Archives is a lot safer, and we know there's nothing in this deck anyway. Like, there's 1 agenda in 9 cards. They could hit it. They're going to see a lot of it, but I don't know what we can do at this point. Game's fucked. Yeah. I drew 6 out of 7 agendas in the first with 29 cards left in my deck. I think that's the most flooded I've ever been. There's 3 in the Archives. All right. That was fun. Let's go VQ for startup. Except we will set our game name properly so that people know we're streaming. All right. So this here, we want to know gs.cardActive this abilities.push. Source is this. Origin is card name hedge fund. Index is the 0th ability, and it is a printed play ability. Right, that should be everything we need here. Oh, source is sum this, and origin is some card name hedge fund. Okay. So that declares that we have the ability on this card, which we need. Next bit of implementing this card is the actual implementation of that ability. Step. This is playability next step. So we need to match ability meta index with instruction. And then if it is ability 0, instruction 0, then we're going to produce instruction effect effects with no next instruction and effect of gain 9. Gain credits probably needs us to say runner, right? Yeah, side corp 9. And then in any other instance, you have called something invalid, so it's none instruction. Let's bring this back over here so that we can easily flick between the two while we wait for another game. All right. That is a complete implementation of all of the game text on Hedge Fund, which will replace that crap, and that's everything. So that's Hedge Fund. That's what an implementation of a card looks like. I think that's pretty straightforward and is kind of what I want to see this looking like. We got a game. Runner, nice, love to see it. Ooh, PD, love a bit of PD. That is a hand. It's got music. It's got an engine. Technically, I can just start UAV slapping. If they aggressively trash ice to keep me off of slap, that's going to be sad. But HB ice is kind of expensive, so they're probably not going to do that. As long as I can get it on some rezzed ice, it's probably fine. There's no draw at early echelon. It's not Thunderbolt, so we don't care too much about the early echelon. Double Muse. This is a weird hand. This is a really weird hand. I guess I can Muse to cycle the slap if they aggressively trash, and we can just kind of treat it as if we're playing Arusejas? I don't know how that card's meant to be said. It's got a H in it somewhere. All right. Let's just do... We've got econ. We have UAV slap. UAV slap is the definition of income. It's the definition of income. Not against a magnet, it's not. All right. We'll bounce off your magnet. Let's see if you're willing to res this. What you got for us? Nothing? Nothing. Okay. Let's throw down our slap vandal on your magnet on our way in. You got a greasing the palm on top of the deck. We'll draw once. Coalescence is good to have. We'll throw down a UAV and pass. So now we've got an econ engine. We pick up Slap Vandal. We get 4 credits for free. They might greasing over install on the magnet. No? Okay. Yeah, Lando, what are you saying? No econ. We got econ. We're about to pop off. Watch this. We pick this up. We have 2 credits. We use those 2 credits to pay for Coalescence. Coalescence gives us 4 credits. We run the remote server. We have a Slap Vandal in hand to get him. We're cooking. No draw or econ. It's a Bran. We're not cooking. We can break a Bran. We can 2 clicks and slap it, and it's expensive to trash. We're going to 2 clicks and slash it and slap it. Slap Vandal, encounter. Use the Slap Vandal to break the first one. We'll click through the next 2. We're in. What do you got for us? Off-world office. We're cooking. No draw or econ. We pick up our Slap Vandal. That gives us 2 credits. Let's draw. Telework contract. Nice. We pay for that with that. We click that. We draw. We pass. 7 credits. We're 37 cards left. We've got a Muse. Okay. We probably go for early pressure off the Spin Doctor while they only have 1 card in the bin. I kind of want to get those out of the game as soon as possible. Dismiss makes Slap Vandal free long term, which really gets our UAV engine online, so we're probably going to take that. Let's start by pressuring the Spin Doctor. They probably shouldn't crack it here. Yeah, okay. We are going to... How do we want to do this? I think let's click that, throw down the DZMZ for 1 credit, and then run R&D, and then if we need to slap through it, it's literally only 1 credit for us to do so. Nope. All right, we'll store the Slap Vandal on the brand because it's expensive. And we'll trash their second Spin Doctor. We're through 2 out of 3 Spin Doctors we need to play through. If we can get the 3rd in the bin, then we're laughing. And we're in a very, very good position to start cataloging. They did over-install for Slap. That's fine. We have the money to get it back if we want it, or we can just start looking for draws. We probably just start looking for draws here, although they do make me want to contest this. And we can Muse. I think... Let's start by contesting and see what they do. It's another magnet. Okay. We could... So we have an option here. We can let this fire... Then we can Muse for... we can Muse for Unity. And then Unity will break this for like 5 credits. That's way too much money. We're not doing that. We're gonna just draw up. They get to have a luminal transubstantiation worst case scenario. It's probably a regolith. The fact they're not doing anything to it tells me it's a regolith. Now, open install concerns me. That's probably another spin doctor looking to save them. Let's start by pressuring the open install. We aren't too sad if we lose anything in this hand. It's a wage workers. They're looking for a 4-click turn. I can't really afford to give it to them. I think I have to bop it off. Okay, second Dismiss. That makes Muse a lot freer. Tempted to gain a credit Dismiss, and then next turn I can Muse for 4 credits by musing this, either a new Coalescence. Probably a new Coalescence. We have plenty of MU spare. That's a 4-point agenda. You can't fool me. I know why you played Wage Workers. Active Policing. That's the first time I've seen this card played. So I get 1 less click this turn, right? I get 1 less click this turn. Okay, that's pretty rough. I mean, we're not rich enough to contest this. I think let's just draw once. Okay, that helps us. Telework, click telework, and they get to score an off. A bit too tempo positive for them. It's a sender message. That's a lot bigger than an off, and that's a military industrial complex, which is really, really bad for us. Okay, we need to get the MIC off as early as possible. I don't want to power diesel through this deck. I think we need to bait the MIC off. I think that's the most important thing we can do here, which means we need a decoder. Decoder run last click. They're never going to crack it though. This MIC is only ever going to get cracked to interrupt our catalog run after we've invested a lot into it. It does let us start pressuring the burners though. Maybe the play here is just to sink the cost of the Muse is free, so it is just to go find a card from our deck. I think we're doing it. We have the MU for it. We're going to go tutor out a Unity, and then that threatens us to start getting into their things. And then last click, honestly, we could burn a last click here, right? It's going to be 2 to boost, 1 to break, 3 credits to get through a magnet. Next turn, we can use the second Muse to get a flickerable Trojan. But I think putting down Unity pressure just to say, hey, we can probably get into all your servers is enough for this turn. This might just be click for credit. I don't want to overdraw. I don't really want to run anything. I think we just click for credit here. Yeah, if I Trojan on it, they might trash it. They did proactively trash a hard-resed Bran, which is why they're so poor. Well, that and hard scoring a sender message. I think they have 3 cards in hand here. I think we're going to click this burner, see what we get out of this. 3 credit to fully break, more than I want it to be. Breach. Ooh, okay. So we are going to pressure off their MIC here. We will do Off-World Office on top and then send a message on top of that. And then 3 to boost, 1 to break is 4. We don't have to break the end the runs. We want to bait off the MIC, run R&D. 3 to match, 1 to break the end the run. Done. Let fire continue to movement. They have to crack it, or we get... They have a spin doctor on table. Okay, that solves that problem for them. Good play, good play. We do know they're flooded now, so we can just start hammering. We can just hammer HQ if they don't ice it. They drew 2 ice there. They're going to draw a 3rd unknown card for start of turn. So they drew 2 agendas there. We know they have a send a message and a what was it? Send a message plus off-world office. We know they have send a message off in hand. We can just slam hand here. It's 3 credits to get in. I should look for Econ and play the Echelon, or I could... I mean, Echelon's only 1 credit to play. Okay, yeah. We play the Echelon. That's... They can't afford to res that. They're broke. I don't believe they can afford to res that on 4 credits. They don't have many 4 credit ice in this deck. What was the last thing we saw in their hand? We saw a Ansel. That's probably the Ansel, which means they can't afford it. I think we start Diesel. Coalescence for the money. And then we just start running HQ, because that's an Ansel they can't afford. Yep. This is still 3, which is really annoying. We need to get down one of these. We'll get one of them down next time. We'll breach. We'll steal the off-world office. They have a sender message still in hand. I think we just gain a credit to keep ourselves set up. They're going to click for 2 credits to give themselves Ansel money. Oh, Nico campaign gives them Ansel money. Okay, now they have Ansel money, so I have to put down the Echelon. Echelon for 1 gives me 3 credits. Is enough to get through the magnet, but not the... that, but I can click through Ansel, right? Ansel 1.0. What exactly text does it have that I care about? Any installables in archives? Wage workers. Okay, we can't do that. So we have to click through it fully. Fully click through it. Pay 1 with Unity. Pay 2 with Unity if I put down an Echelon. So Echelon cost me 1 credit. It cost me 2 to get through that. I click through that fully. I can't click through it fully if I am not at 3 clicks. So what subroutine am I letting fire? I'm letting fire install 1 card from HQ or archives. I can't afford to do that. Okay, we've established we can't do the Echelon play this turn, which means we're drawing to find a UAV. Do I want a Diesel? Can we afford to trash any of this hand? Not really. We could Muse to cycle a Coalesce. We haven't installed a program this turn. That lets us go +2 on credits. +2 on credits is probably the difference maker here. We do want to play the Echelon, though, for 1 credit. I think we play Echelon and gain 2 credits and pass. And now we're set up to contest HQ again next turn. We know they have a sender message in hand unless they put that sender message in server 3. If they put it in server 3, I expect to see install advance here. They thought about advancing it and decided to draw instead. That's the sender message. Okay. With that being the sender message, we need to... It could be another... maybe we start looking for the cataloger line here. We need to pressure off this MIC. MIC is what to break right now. MIC is annoying to break. If I play a Boitata for 1 credit, it's less annoying to break, right? That gives me the breakpoint because I'll have 3 installed icebreakers. So Unity will boost to 4 for 1 credit and then 1 to break. So it's 2 to break this if I install Boitata for 1 credit. So I definitely do that. And then I've got clicks to spend. I probably am just going to click, and then we will... we don't want to actually... No, click, undo click. We want to click 2 to fully break this, right? Yeah, click cataloger... We're a credit short. Diesel to refill our hand. We're set up for next turn. They have to invest in protecting R&D. Really was hoping to find an Aesops with that Diesel. Annoyed that we didn't. We have so much stuff to sell to Aesops. We also have a second Unity in our deck we're going to draw at some point, which we can use to turn the Unity and the Muse into 6 credits. Getting a refund on our overinvestment in them early. You should just push this. You just advance. If that's the sender message, you just advance here. Yeah, cool. They've never advanced. They're now on 1 credit. They once again cannot afford to res this, but we don't know what's in their hand, so we are gonna burner. I think we just burner here. It's the Ansel, but right, send a message. They can Ansel. We burner here, right? It's just vanilla burner. Do we overinstall to give ourselves cheap Boitata break? What does cheap Boitata break here? Look, 2 credits for +3 to go to 4, and then 2 to break, 4 to fully break. With Echelon, we're on 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if I overinstall something, then Boitata's in a good place. I could Muse for a Slap Vandal on the MIC to try and convince them it's really worth getting rid of. Or do I just pursue R&D pressure here? I think I just pursue R&D pressure here. Right, it's 2 to fully break MIC. No, 5 to fully break MIC. 4 to fully break MIC. Draw. Coalescence, nice. We don't have the MU. That does turn on Boitata. Maybe we want to just like slow play this. Maybe it's just like gain a credit, lily pad, gross. But we can coalescence for free next turn, which brings us back up, which gives us 4 credits. Brings us back up to 5 and draws us a card. Could draw us into the Aesops, which turns on this game for us. Don't like that. Greasing something into server 3 could be an agenda, could be the win. Puts them on enough credits. I have to check that, but if they have any Fracta, we are screwed. I think the opening play here is definitely to do that. Now, do we either run here or we diesel? I think we diesel. Really can't find that UAV, huh? What's Ansel to get through again? It's we haven't over-installed anything, so it's 3, 4, 7, I think, for either of them. Gross. Man, we've really bricked our draws this game. Okay, well, if I run server 3 and they res something, then they're not going to be able to afford to score it. So I think we have to just run and force them to not be able to afford to score. Okay, I'm okay with that outcome. 3 credits is probably not enough for them to win unless it's specifically and only a 3-1. In that case, I'm going to play the Fermenter and we'll bin the second lily pad. And if it is a 3-point agenda, we take the L. If it's a luminal, okay, it's working prototype. Best case scenario by far. Cool. We have our Fermenter cooking. We just need to find an Aesops. The second we find an Aesops, we're in this game. This is a bit of an installer shaper derogatory moment. Tomathor, you are fully correct. But we haven't found the thing that we want to sell. Like, we're trying to dig for a shop to sell our goods to. And it's going to be a top deck. It's more MU for me to install more things with. Do I care about installing anything here? Honestly, no. There's the shop. We can sell things to the shop now. At this point, that's all of our money problems for the entire game fixed. We just don't want to be overburdened on cards in hand. We could trash the DZMZ, to be honest. Our MU number's going to go down from here. Yeah, we just trash the DZMZ. We click for credit. Trash the DZMZ. Now we can muse for pressure spike. We have money now, though, which means that we can muse for pressure spike to get into this server. We will contest that. It's probably a spin. It's a Marilyn. Okay, they're saving us from contesting it. Early res on the Marilyn. Let's go. We're going to start turn, take clicks. Aesops is going to sell off one of our coalescences. We can probably let the Fermenter cook here. Let's draw and see what we get. It's another Muse. Okay, another Muse means I feel a lot happier about the Muse Coalesce play. So we are gonna... We're 1 MU short. We've already trashed something, so Boitata's online. I think we just burner here. This is giving real burner energy. Let's do it. So we trash something, so Boitata is 2 for strength, 2 to break, so 4 to fully break, and then it's 6 for that. So yeah, we're going to do 2 for strength. Boitata is broken right now on JNet. I break all subs here, which would be just 2 credits. And then that leaves us... nope, I should have 2 credits left. That leaves us credit perfect for the magnet, right? 2 to fully break. We don't really care that we've gone to 0 because we've got this on the table. We're going to burner. There's the sender message. Okay, and the seamless launch. Let's bottom the seamless launch to reduce their options. Top the sender message. Crack Fermenter. Run R&D. And now they have to MIC us off. We pay 2 credits here. And then they have to crack the MIC. Or they lose the game. You have to crack MIC here or lose the game. I put sender top of your deck. It's not letting me close prompt. Okay. We got rid of that. Now we know they have a toll booth in hand, so toll booth is almost certainly going atop of R&D. But now we know they have the winning sender message in hand. We just hammer their hand. That could be the sender message, probably the sender message. If this gets advanced, it's the sender message. We can get in because we can muse for pressure spike. What does our econ here look like? Yeah, muse. It's definitely muse for pressure spike. Run server 3, I think. So Aesops is going to sell off another coalescence. Muse comes down for 0 credits, draws us a card, not helpful. Muse the stack for a pressure spike for 4. Okay, and now we can 1 to break this, 2 to break this, unknown number to break this. We're currently on not enough credits to feel happy about it. If it's another MIC, it saves them, but I think we just gain, run. And that could be the game. So it's 1 to break that. Continue. If they swap it for the toll booth, we're very happy. Cool. We win the game. We have 1 credit more than we need to win the game, assuming that is the sender message they just jammed. It might not be, but it is a Vitruvius. Okay. Would win them the game. They still have the sender message that wins them the game in hand. Next time we trash the coalescence. We muse for coalescence. We are putting us on enough credits to contest the server again. We can't contest the server. That's a toll booth. We just cataloger. We win off of cataloger now. Something here is a toll booth, and I don't like that fact. This all begins with run R&D and see if it's the toll booth. If it's not the toll booth, we win the game. We pressure spike that movement. If this is Spin Doctor that stops us, we breach for cataloger. There's the luminal transubstantiation. There's the Spin Doctor. So that could still be a Spin Doctor. We have 1 Spin Doctor unaccounted for currently. I think we definitely throw the Spin Doctor on the bottom. MIC, Vovo, luminal on top, done. Action. If that's spin, you have to... Nope. That's the game. GG. That was a good game. That was a good game. We did install the shape of things. It took us a while to find our Aesops, but we dug ourselves out of it. That was a really fun game. Thanks. It was a good challenge. Not drawing any of our sure gambles definitely didn't help the economy. But yeah, that went well. That went well. All right, cool. That was fun. All right. That's full implementation of hedge fund done. Let's start looking at other cards. What cards? Actually, you know what's a good thing to do? Let's look at what cards are in my test set here. So this is the test set. We should implement all these cards. Let's just go through implementing them. The catalyst. So what do we need to do to implement a card? We need to pub struct the catalyst, pub static the catalyst. The catalyst is the catalyst. Silliest ever pattern you do in Rust. Implement card implementation for the catalyst. Oh, that's not working because I need to add this to card, don't I? Card up here. Pub mod the catalyst. Okay. There's other factoids that we are actually currently querying about cards in a way that I don't like, right? What do we have in card? Let's check if there's any other facts that we want to have. Yeah, so owner should really be reported by the card's implementation. So let's add that to the card implementation as well. We'll say that's just a thing you have to bring to the table when you implement a card. Same way you have to bring the card's type. So that gets rid of us querying the owner down here. What else are we querying in here? I mean, we can get the owner from the card name as the thing. But kind of prefer that being a property. I mean, it's technically it's a property of the card's type, right? I guess no, it's not because identity exists. Owner type installs face up. That's an important factoid to encode in a card, and it has a default implementation of based on the owner, so we can implement that of fn installs face up vec car bool match self.owner court cards install face down, runner cards install face up. Nice and straightforward. Okay. Some cards aren't installed, but that's fine. Subtypes. Subtypes we are already returning. That's all the query information. That's the only information we don't have queryable right now. Is that that's everything, right? Yeah. So card name can stop being anything other than an enum of all cards that we can use to get card implementations from like a logical data structure. That's fine. That's actually better. Okay, so now here we have to implement some things. So we have to say the card type and the side. The side for the catalyst is runner, and the printed card type is identity. And then other than that, we just have to implement whatever it says on the catalyst. So subtype natural. Let's bring in subtypes. Okay. The rest of this is deck building information except for link, which I guess I need to support. I hate that. We encode you know what? We'll say we'll encode link as a static ability, the same way we encode MU changes as a static ability. We just hard code them to 0 and 4, and then the ID can produce a declaration effect if it needs to change it. Okay. That is the full implementation of the catalyst. Love that. All right, we've done another card implementation. Let's go do another game. And we'll implement another card while we wait for someone to join the game. Okay, next up, Smartware Distributor. We already have that in our list of things here, but we haven't done it in the new style, so let's do it in the new style. Pub struct Smartware Distributor. Pub static Smartware Distributor. Import card implementation for Smartware Distributor. I kind of want these to have the words impl at the end. To say this is like specifically the implementation and to avoid token overlap with the name of the enum field. Card type of Smartware Distributor is asset. Nope. Yes, resource. And owner is runner. Let's go look at Smartware Distributor and see what we've got here. It is a resource. It has the connection subtype. We love that. Okay. It has a printed install cost of 0, and we have a game. Hey. Maybe. We'll see if they pick a deck. Not at all. Can't promise I won't just turtle up, though. Okay. It's nice that they asked before throwing us against PE. Hey, look, Tomathor, if you're still in chat, it's your favorite deck. Yep, 1 second. Just got a message to respond to. Grab it. All right. Let's go with keep on this, right? We got telework, we got gamble. We don't have card draw, but we'll make it work. We've got 2 breakers in hand early if we need them. We don't need them. We can turtle up. There's no real proactive damage other than Ronin, so as long as we don't let ourselves get Ronin, 1 advance, that's a Charlotte. 10 times out of 10, that's a Charlotte. Draw, sure gamble, telework, pass. We're gonna do a little lesson in how to play against PE. Hey, look, what did I say? 10 times out of 10, that's a Charlotte. And a Marilyn, we're doing high econ. That could be Ronin then. We could be looking for like Hollow Ronin execute. That's terrifying. Let's almost makes me tempted to just like that could be Ronin. Don't like that. Let's turbo out the high value cards from our hand then, which means doing this. Ronin is 3 damage, so we're still alive on 3 cards in hand. Fuji is 3 damage. I don't think there's anything that can kill us here. Do I want to just aggro Muse for a breaker? I can't afford it. Click telework. We've done. Let's just draw 1 and we'll get Ronin. Fully prepared for that to be Ronin Fuji and for us to take 2 damage. We don't contest the board state until we're set up. If they never install ice, though, we can kind of just start treating all of our cards as HP. The fact they're not doing anything with that makes it Nerdka Cypher. That's This is another Charlotte? No, there's a Charlotte there. It's an Nerdka Cypher. Everything is an Nerdka Cypher until proven otherwise. Echelon, great. We got down a second breaker. Pressure Spike in hand. Let's get our Coalescence money up. We will discard a... we probably don't need all these burners. They're going to help us win, though. Muse is really important to rescue cards. No, we have our Breaker Suite down now, basically. We have our Breaker Suite, which means they're not going to be able to... unless they're running Destroyers, which they're not, the Muses aren't that important. Let's just go. Next turn, we Telework, Pressure Spike, Burner, run R&D. Probably Pressure Spike, see what we draw, Telework, Burner, run R&D. Better ordering. Okay, you know, we're getting shell gamed here, but that's fine. We don't Kato to shell game. Fermenter, nice. That's going to keep us economically afloat. We're in no pressure yet. Maybe we want to burner this turn. Actually, no, we're under no pressure. Most they can do off the table is they'd have to really slow cook everything to get Ronin set up. There could be a Clearinghouse on the table. Clearinghouse Ronin we're not dead to yet. That's only maximum on the table right now, 4 damage. We just have to monitor what we're dead to. Once we're fully set up and we're happy with our recon, which I think means seeing an Aesops here, then we're good to just start disrespecting their board state. Okay, Server 5 getting ice is suspicious, but I don't care. Let's just... I think first click burner. Let's see what's in their hand. We're going to see 3/4 of their hand. That's going to give us an idea of what they're playing. Because so far the only revealed card we've had is Charlotte. Okay, they are Ronin Gaming. We are Ronin Gaming. I was speculating on that. Alright, Ronin goes on the bottom, Heartsay Review goes on the top. We are just still not dead to Ronin. Draw. There's the Aesops. Let's go. We can start selling stuff. We'll sell the Coalescence. And we can use the Coalescence and get a whole engine up and running. Okay, 3. Means it's a 6 sweeper Urtica. Heartsay Review, we knew. We know their hand here. I think we are at the point where we're going to crack that. And we will just start cataloging. Cloud Eater. That is a card that can be on the table. What do we do? We can afford it, but it sucks. Can we get better breaker maths here? We need to get to 6. Yeah, if I muse for a slap vandal, then that gives us, that's 2 credit investment. That's a 1 credit investment to get us to not have to spend 3 more. So yeah, that's worth it. Well, no, it's 3 credits because we pay for the muse as well. So it's 3 credits either way, but this way gets us a slap vandal up and a muse we can sell. So I like that more. So we'll muse and it gets us a card draw, a stack for a slap vandal to put over there. And now this only costs us 6, so it's the same cost as before, but we've gotten some stuff to sell out of it. Do we want to just go tag me here? Kind of not. Maybe. It's hard. We're definitely breaking stuff, so we definitely are breaking trash and installed card, do 3 net damage. Do we go tag me, or do we want to keep 1 credit? I think we're going to take 2 tags anyway. I think we're dead to mindscaping in that case. We've not seen any mindscapings yet. I don't think it's likely they're running them. I think people... Oh, no, they're definitely running them. Yeah, I think we do that, and then we take 2... we could take 3 net damage. We don't care about losing any of these cards, and we're cataloging, so this is a safe run. Screw it. Breach. Cataloger. What do we see? House of Knives, gross. Clearinghouse, gross. Atini, gross. Snare, gross. Snare on the bottom. Clearinghouse under that. Atini under that. House of Knives on top. Done. Draw a card, pass. They can draw a House of Knives. We can go get it from their hand, or if they table it, we know what it is. We're probably dead to on-table Clearinghouse, though. Or Ronin. That's Ronin. Cool. GG. That's Fuji for 3. Cool. GG. Alright, PE did PE things. News at 11. Yeah, that's a bad matchup for us. We're Installer Shaper versus onboard murder. We're gonna get onboard murdered. Yeah. Okay, Smartware Distributor has 0 install cost. It has a active printed action. If gs.card active this, actions.push, paid ability meta. Ability meta, that's the one. Yeah, loose steam rolls. I don't think this deck can beat a good loop player, especially without my toasters on 1 in the water. Your deck 2, you get all the crystals in your Yeah. I got breakers down fast that game, but couldn't turbo out the rest. And was pure econ. Okay, source is this. Origin is some card name. This is a smartware distributor. Index is 0, is printed as true. So we've got a 0th ability. And then we have active printed conditional abilities. Let's replace with use these qualified paths here. Two. All right, we got a little PE game out of it. Let's implement this card and then we'll queue up for another game. How are people doing, by the way? I can see viewer numbers climbing steadily. Probably going to go for another 45 minutes or so. We're not doing a long stream today. I just wanted to get a stream out there. I want to get back into the habit of just streaming, and I think just doing a little bit here or there until I start my new job in later this month is going to be the way to go. If gs.card active, this abilities push conditional ability meta, all the same. It's a printed ability. Its index is 0 with respect to being a conditional ability. Okay, we need to implement both of those. So let's do step, paid ability, next step. Oh, except it's not a paid ability. It's an action. No, yeah, it's a paid ability. The actions are paid abilities. Yes, need to remember that that's the new implementation. I had them as a different thing originally. Fortunately, it's also the first paid ability on the card. So match, ability, meta, index, instruction. We only care about 0, here once again. Instruction step effects. Instruction effect, place, runner, 3 credits not from bad publicity on this, and the next instruction is none. Is it not on this? This. Eh? Wait. Oh, right. It's in the ability meta. Ability.meta.source. Oh, we need the source to exist as well. That's fine. Cool. That does that. That's fine. Kind of hate that format, but that's that. We're flicking between. Hey, Roger. I'm working on Netrunner Online, which is my JNet alternative implementation. We're just implementing some cards one by one. And then while I do that, between each card, I'm queuing up for a game of Startup. Okay, so that's the paid ability implemented. And then we need to implement our conditional ability. Pending instances. So we need to report if there are any instances pending. And the thing we are looking for is turn begins. So we want to do gs.history iter.rev is like the canonical way to get through our history here. Take while entry not entry. No, okay, hold on. There needs to be okay. Returning the number of pending instances of conditional ability. is kind of a complicated thing to do. Okay, yep, that's one way to get a game. Hey, Lander. Oh God, is this punitive? Do I need to pull up the punitive calculator, or are we having fun? That is from my local meta. I wouldn't be that rude to someone. I would be that rude to someone playing punitive, actually. All right, cool. We're having fun. That means I can keep this hand. If we were punitive, I could not keep this hand. Because the conditional ability needs to read until the ability became active. But we don't really report on when abilities become active. We just check if they are active. We do know when the card becomes active, which should be the same in most cases. I could start reporting on when an ability is found to be active, but we don't check it that often. I'll have to figure out how I want to solve that problem. In the meantime, draw. Sure. Coalesce. And HQ, what you got for me? Tree line does in fact get eaten by a slap vandal. Reach. That's a card. Last click draw because I'm good at Netrunner. What do the rules say about this? $9.5. Yeah. $9.6. Conditional ability trigger. The conditional ability one way it's the conditional pending. The next reaction mode of the open regions. The conditional ability separate copy. Yep. Status for its control trigger. Diesel, Gamble, Coalescence. Hearts of Mind is not a real card. But like I have to treat it as if it is, which is silly. Alright. Ability is active. Okay, yeah. We'll need to figure that out then. We can still get through tree line right now. It's our last chance to get through tree line, so I think let's walk through tree line. Do we want to imp on the table first? Let's imp on the table first. Ooh, happy to get rid of recursion. Good to have. Are we clicking for credit here? That feels bad. We could have burned it there actually. That might have been more optimal. I think let's just check archives and see that Lander wasn't getting confident about having a descent. Okay, there's 2 descents down. We've played through 2 of the recursion tools. This is really feeling like a punitive deck. I've been informed this isn't a punitive deck, but I'm going to pull up my punitive calculator anyway. Corp on 16, we need 11 credits to live. We are not 11 credits. We're dead to punitive right now. See, this is why I hate punitive, because it warps what you can do so much. Draw. That's a card we can play. I'm gonna draw again. That's more like it. Insufficient MU, fuck it. Aesops. Okay, bin the imp sucks. But we have 3 things to sell to Aesop's right now, so we're going to be so happy to get Aesop's on the table next turn. Oh, am I glad Aesop's made an appearance. Okay. Really? Fine. We'll just sell the imp to Aesop's if you're going to purge it. Okay, we'll throw a spin. That's good. So we have to play through all of the recursion. That is going to bring back the descents, most likely. For those tracking punitive, we need to be at 13 credits to not be dead. We're at 2. Not going great so far. Which means that if we're just, just playing good Netrunner, we can't contest. I know there's no punitive in the deck because Land has told us, but, sucks to suck. Diesel. What do I want to do here? I think I will pressure server 3 and hold priority to slap R&D and draw a card, and then we'll breach. Okay. We have our Unity, we have our Muse, we have our Boitata, we have our Echelon, we have a full Breaker suite. That means that our Muses only exist to get us Aesop's fuel. So let's start putting down DZMZ to get set up to do that. We can't Muse yet. What are we going to discard from this hand? We're going to discard the Boitata because we have all of our breakers, which means we can play for the Echelon line. Let's gain a credit, discard a Boitata. For those keeping track, we now need to be at 14 credits to survive punitive. Oh, yeah, my punitive calculator is like an actual lifesaver. If you're playing punitive, it tells you what you need to kill. If I plug in 32 here, you can see you need 19 credits because 18 credits dies to 32. It does all the maths for you. It also tells us agenda density. So, I can say, was this 54 or 59? We can just add it up. 9 plus 37 was 54. So we can plug in that this is a 54 card deck. We can say that there are 37 cards left in the deck, which means that we should expect there to be 6 agenda points in the game. Which means one of these could well be an agenda. We are gonna crack our fermenter, do that, crack that. We have all of our breakers, we can start playing them. I think we pressure server 4 first, just to see what it is. It's a spin, okay, nice. 2 spins down, probably needs to get the descents out or we're gonna flood. And I'm gonna be able to pressure it. Doesn't take the descents, okay. Takes Gov sub and probably an agenda. What do we want to bet that is something that dies to pressure spike? If it is a hammer, we cry. Pharos. Does technically die to pressure spike, but it's expensive. Screw it, we have money. And I think this is probably an agenda. Not an agenda, it's a hollow man to set up an agenda push. Okay, so probably looking at, with 36 cards left in the deck, we have spun back agendas, but probably still looking at 7 agenda points should be in the hand in this game right now. Or on the table. There's none on the table. Next turn, we just play setup. We Aesop's off the imp. We Coalescence to draw a card and gain some money. We know we can get past the Pharos, but it's expensive. I think we just yield this. I think we want to pressure R&D here. It has a slap vandal on it. We can probably get in. Worst case scenario, we can Muse for another slap to get in and then sell the Muse off to Aesop's. I actually kind of like that play. Let's see what R&D is. Can we come in? Got a res for us here. It's tree line. Nice. Tree line loses to slap. Do we want to put down anything here? Probably not. Chrysium Grid. That's going to screw us hard later. Let's get rid of it now. Let's just gain a credit, end our turn. Next turn, we Aesop's off the Coalesce. And then we're going to start Aesop. We can Aesop's off this slap, because unless we find a UAV really soon, we're not going to draw back this. And for those keeping track, Corp is now on 10 credits, so it's only 8 to survive against Punitive. We still don't have that, but for playing Principled Netrunner, we shouldn't steal agendas until we can survive Punitive. Pharos to 10 means we're not going to be getting into that server. That's not a Chrysium. That's a Angelique or some nonsense. I think we just play the money game here. This feels very money game to me. Long-term money game time. DZMZ means that Muse is free, which means that going into our all of the clicked wrong thing. Muse, yes, to click keep to grab back a coalescence. Turbo up the coalescence. That gained us 2. We're going to gain 6 from selling it. Telework, click telework. We just play a money game. We want to reach the point where we can just table our echelon, table our unity, turbo up for money, and pressure the remote. Fully confident the remote is a agenda here. But they don't have the holo they need. Yeah. Okay, it's probably a 4-cost agenda. Do we reckon Code Gate? I think it's probably a hammer. I'm going to play the Echelon. I'm going to run server 2. Let's see what we have. Called it. Check the VOD. I literally said gonna call hammer before jamming the killer. Okay. Now we do have to break this, unfortunately, because we have a load of stuff they could get rid of. We're happy to fully break it here, though, and then just jack out. And then I think we'll just draw a card. Okay, good. We have the replacement Aesop. So if this is an above the law, as of protocol, whichever one trashes our resources, we don't care. We're happy to just rejam the Aesops and continue with our life. And finally, for the first time this game, we can survive Punitive. Now, unfortunately, I really can't contest this until Threat 4, because Pharos, with no Hush in the game, I personally don't have a Phasarum Entangler in this deck. I maybe should. But with that being as it is, we're probably not getting in there. Conditional abilities becoming active. Can we just check for this every checkpoint and record which abilities are active in each checkpoint or become active in each checkpoint? Kind of hate that. Would be really memory. No, we just need to keep a table of active abilities. The ability meta fully encodes the ability as well because it stores which card it's on, as well as which card it comes from. Maybe we're just calling this a lot and keeping a table of which abilities are active inside of our history. And then we can just read backward until we see that this is no longer active. Maybe. Aesops is going to sell our Muse here. There's a lot of Chrysium grid, Lander. I don't like that. We'll draw with Unity. It gives us a UAV. Okay, now we can start UAV gaming. We can rescue this. I think that's fine. We want to give ourselves something to trash to Aesops. We don't have anything. Tree line is kind of expensive at the moment, right? It's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, it's not too expensive. We could run HQ. I wouldn't want a burner in this position, though. I think I just draw up and pass. And we can double slap the Pharos, and then it's heavily invested and probably going to be gone. Oh, corporate, okay. What do we bring back? Hollow Man? Got to be Hollow Man. This is Hollow Man gaming. We're Hollow Man gaming. We're bringing back the Hollow Man. Not a doubt in my mind that the Hollow Man is the pick here. So storing a table of which abilities are active does let us efficiently filter back through the game state until an ability either became active, which is what we need as an iterator. Nothing to sell this turn, unfortunately, but we will decline the Aesop's, UAV back the Slap Vandal. I think we want to pre-run both of these to clear whatever's on them. We don't really care about losing anything in our hand to Angeliques, so let's just do that. So we're going to run HQ. We will throw this Slap Vandal over on the Pharos, because they're both going to need to make their way there eventually anyway. Add 3 strength, break 1 subroutine. Very expensive to get in, but we see the Hollow Man, glad to get rid of that. We steal a Basalt Spire. It is at this point where we need 10 credits to live. How do we make 10 credits? We don't. If they have, worst case scenario, they have we need 12 credits here. Because they could, actually they have over 10 credits, they could gain 5 credits here. So they could be on 19 credits in a single government subsidy. We need 13 credits to survive dying to punitive, double punitive here. We do not have 13 credits to survive dying to double punitive. We don't have 13 credits to survive dying to gov sub double punitive. So GG. I know there's no punitive in this deck, by the way. That's why I'm joking around. Technically, we should play as if we need to out it, though. So, what is that? That looks like we can gain 3 in 2 clicks. That's probably the most efficient we can do. Oh, no, Ronja, there's no punitive in this deck. Landers from my local meta, and we've banned punitive at my local meta because of what it does to the game. Because currently it has a game warping impact in deck design in a way that isn't fun. And I would hazard we're having more fun than most of the people playing Startup. We just draw here. No, I know for a fact this deck isn't on punitive because it's the one we play. We're both playing our local meta decks. But I'm still like I'm demonstrating how silly punitive is there. That we just we ran HQ, a reasonable thing to do in a game of Netrunner, and because we had to spend money to do it, because we're playing Netrunner, we just get screwed. I really hope they ban that card. If your local meta hasn't banned punitive yet, I strongly recommend it. The game is a lot more fun without punitive in right now. What do we even care about here? We kind of just don't. I guess we run R&D. If we run R&D, we re-slap R&D. We can move the Slap Vandal over to the Pharos when we need to. We're drawing all our duplicate breakers, which we really don't care about, unfortunately. Chrysium Grid, happy to get rid of it. Tucana, happy to get rid of it. Let's just money up. What does moneying up here look like? It looks like this. Isaac, gonna move over here. That's going to work. Yep. All right, well, we're not getting in. We can't slap the Pharos because of his strength, obviously. Duh, me being silly earlier. Let's UAV back our Slap Vandal. Do we have an Aesop's target that we want to burn? Click plus 3 credits instead of click for 3 credits, I guess. Let's just Diesel. We don't care about most of our hand. We amazingly still don't care about most of our hand. Fermenter for a draw. Burner. What's in your hand? Logjam, Slash and Burn, Descent. Sure. Descent on top. Slash and Burn on top of it. Run back onto R&D. Throw down a Slap Vandal back on the Pharos because you're unlikely to trash it. break the tree line, breach, steal that. For anyone keeping track of the meta warping card, we need 7 credits to not be dead here. We don't have 7 credits. Yeah, it kind of sucks that, you have to spend money to steal agendas, and then that puts you low enough to die to double punitive. It's actually the least fun thing about startup right now. So that's a Basalt Spire. Yep, okay, so then we're extra dead because punitives could come back from the bin guaranteed. We know full hand here, right? It's Descent plus Logjam. Yeah, Descent Logjam. Cool. Okay, we're disabling the Slap Vandal here, which is fair enough. We're going to Aesops off the other one. I think we're just in need of the money at this point. We don't care about any of the cards in our hand. Muse is a card that exists. We're going to Muse our heap for a Coalescence to let us turn some money into money. We're going to play that, and then we're going to discard the spare UAV we're never going to need, because we're transitioning away from UAV now. We're probably looking to throw out just a couple more cards to get through the UAV credits, and then we're going to sell UAV to Aesops. I'll want to sell the Slap Vandal off as well before we do, though, so we're probably making some runs. It is now high enough threat that we can just thread over the Pharos. We should do that to get rid of the Hollow Man at some point. It's an expensive run, but we are rich now. I think next turn maybe we crack the Fermenter and do that, or we do that and then we crack the Fermenter if we feel like we need the money. At this point, I'm really just looking for catalogers so I can try and catalog the win out of R&D. So maybe it's just hard draw through my deck for cataloger. Hard draw through my deck for cataloger might be the answer here. Alternate answer, keep just doing burner into that, but we have an infinite contest on server 2 now. A 3-2 could be fast advance with Hollow Man on the table. I have to keep that in mind. I have to contest that. We have to remove Hollow Man from the table to take away the fast advance. So next turn, we are going to pressure spike our way into server 2 to take the fast advance off the table. And with the fast advance off the table, we're feeling pretty good. So, yeah, I think we need some kind of GS history for ability. And then that's going to look until it sees a record of the ability meta not being active. And that's going to just be a thing where probably as part of each checkpoint... yeah, probably as part of each checkpoint, because checkpoints are really frequent. We check to see which abilities are active. Do you want to Aesops off anything here? Yeah, I think we're going to Aesops off our telework. We're going to crack the Fermenter. We're going to run server 2 to take the option of to get rid of both of these, basically. 9. Hold up. Hammer is big now. Let me reconsider. I just need one more program installed, right? That was not the button I wanted to click. Okay, hold on. That's not slap. Run server 2. Slap on the Pharos because we don't care. Really wish I had an imp here, but we will deal without it. Okay. Okay. Do I want to throw down a spare burner / unity / pressure spike just to give my echelon more strength? Getting echelon to be base strength for is actually huge for getting through hammer cheaply, so I think I probably do want to do that, which means I do need to get down 2 more permanent breakers, or I just leave 2 slaps on the, or I just leave a slap on the Pharos permanently. Leave a slap on the Pharos permanently does feel like a viable thing to do. I guess one thing we could say is that whenever a history record gets generated, we have to store which conditional abilities were active at the time to see it. That's actually a really good solution, I think. So what does that look like in the code? That would be... yeah, okay, so that would be... game state, history, entry. That would mean history entry needs to store... in addition to the data it's storing, it needs to store what was actually active at the time. I can do that. Okay, let's Aesop's off one of these. Annoyingly, for lack of a cataloger, okay, you know what? Let's see if we draw a cataloger in the install. It's so expensive. No, it's not actually that expensive anymore because there's no... yeah, okay. We run server 2. We clicklessly throw a slap vandal on the Pharos to keep it there. We draw money. Money is good to draw. Echelon now fully breaks that for 3. Uh, 9, 10, 11. Okay. It's expensive, but we get in. To bring back the descents said in on stream. Okay, now the pressure's off. What do we want to do? Do we want to just give ourselves money and things to sell? Money and things to sell? Money and things to sell feels good here. Heap for coalescence. Okay, we got a lot of things to sell now. Draw for cataloger. That's a cataloger. We can turn the pressure on next turn. We will gain a credit and we will discard a pressure spike. So Cataloger wins here almost certainly. I think the players just install Cataloger, run. I can even bounce the slap over to the tree line. I think that's probably what I want to do here. UAV to grab the slap. Aesop's off the coalescence. Cataloger on the table for nothing. Run R&D. Install slap vandal for nothing. Encounter... break and the run, continue to movement, breach, cataloger. Any of these win. We want to structure it so that it is one on top. So one at position 0 and one at position 3 here is important. Action. Spinning the game. Cataloger for the win. GG, that was good fun. That was a good game. That was a really good game. I'm happy with that. I think I played well. I was dead to punitive like 9 times. But other than that, I was happy with that game. I mean, once, I think. All right. Where are we at? It is okay. We're gonna do a bit of coding. We wanna think about history entries a bit more, because how they currently work is not that useful. So I think what we have is we have a struct history entry. It has observers. Its observers is a set of conditional abilities. And so this is all the conditional abilities that saw this happen go in there. That might end up being huge. We might end up needing to do diff sets. There's a lot of ways we can optimize it. For now, we don't care about memory usage because we're in Rust. Our memory usage is going to be hyper efficient compared with JNets anyway. And then we have the entry itself, which is a history. We'll call it a record. We'll call it a change. And then we can uncomment this. And we can call this history change. And I want to simplify this a lot because, for example, empty should just be counters moving. There's a lot of stuff on here that we can change how it works. And we can remove that. I don't think any code was using that anyway. Nope, that was dead code. So I'm going to be revising what's actually in this history change list, but I think this model where we say every history entry needs to declare what its observers are is an important one that we're going to build around. Because then what we can do with that changed and history entry getting all of the important stuff it needs is we can say in here, a load of stuff is going to be complaining that history no longer works the way it does. I'll fix it. For now, let's just do what we need to do for conditional abilities. We're going to add in probably at the end of the public members here. Down. Yeah, you had a scoring window a few times. I just had once the full ASOPs flickering. It's hard to find them, especially after I decided I was gonna go a little broke to get rid of Hollow Isaac. I think putting them in the same server was maybe a mistake. Okay. Read the history backwards until a particular observer is no longer present. Conditional ability observer is no longer present. History 4. Self ability. Conditional ability. And this needs to return an iterator. Of item is history entry. Honestly, it can be a history change record. Which binds to self, but binds lifetime to self. Okay, and so then this is self.history.reverse, which is just .rev. Is it .reverse really? Oh right, because it's a vector. We can do. That's not what we want. We want .iter.rev .take while entry.observers.contains ability. Okay. Oh, and these are all copy, right? No. Why? These are all copy. I can add the word copy in here and it's not going to shout at me. It's shouting at me. What's not copy? Instruction effects aren't copy. These are copy. This data is cheap. Nothing in here is expensive. What's not copy? What? Cool. What's not copy? Card set. Card set isn't copy. Okay, you know what? It's correct. It's almost cheap. It's cheap to clone, but it's not copy cheap. Okay, in that case, we will put an and here. It's antic underscore. No. Oh right. Dot map entry dot change. Right, that does that. Outlives ability. That's because ability is move. Ability is copy. You can just copy that in. That's fine. These are copy. These are copy. These are not copy. These should be copy. Ability meta is copy. Cool. That's cheap. Okay, now we have a sensible way to get the history for a particular ability. So, in our conditional thing here, we can do gs dot history for ability. And now for smartware distributor, we want to read until we see a turn begins, but we read until we see a turn begins or a checkpoint. Or a checkpoint end. So we want to read until we see so we want to take while our change is not a checkpoint end change. So that's going to read until... Should history 4 should encode that as well, because everything only reads until the last checkpoint. This should just read until the checkpoint closes. There's no reason for it not to. That's going to be in every single one of these. I'm pretty confident. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to see if we can find in here a match for change, history change, effect resolved. Effect is instruction effect, TI turn begins. For side runner whenever your turn begins. And we do not care who caused that. So that's all we're looking for. If we find that, we're good. Missing field by. I know I put dots in it. The dots mean I don't care. Right? The dots mean I don't care. By I don't care about the by field. Okay. Your turn can't begin multiple times between a checkpoint. I'm like 99% confident of that, but on the off chance it does, this can be filter and this can be count. And that'll give us a 0 or a 1 based on whether or not we find that. And this is what almost all condition ability pending instances should look like. Filter, not fiddler. Okay. So now we're able to check if the when your turn begins has happened. And then if it has happened, we want the next step. Our next step depends on which ability we are. And our instruction. And we are also going to want to know the ability source. Now, the only situation we care about is where the index is 0, the instruction is 0, and the source is some card. And then in all other instances, we can say that there is no next step because you've not given me a valid thing to resolve. For this particular case, we want to take 1 credit from this resource. It is not optional. Optionality is an important thing about a conditional ability. This one here, not optional. Good to know that. For triggering it. Okay. So here we're looking for instruction step. Effects, no next instruction. The effect is instruction effect. Take credits for the runner. 1 from the card. And that should, in its resolution, here, take the credits and put them in your pool. That looks correct. Okay. That is a full implementation of Smartware Distributor. With a load of games played, with a full implementation of Smartware Distributor done, and with a stream that has run for 2-ish hours, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks everyone for coming out. It was a good time. I want to do this more. Yeah, I'm feeling happy about this. Thank you everyone for coming out. It's been fun. And hopefully I'll catch you all in a future stream. I want to do more of this until my job starts. See ya.